Thanks for logging on to myfoxhurricane.com. Here we go. We've got Tropical Storm Jerry. Remember that Invest 95 that we were tracking? Well, that has now become Tropical Storm Jerry. Winds right now are at 45 miles an hour. We also have another area that is moving over the Yucatan into the Bay of Campeche. Watching maybe some development with that. Really an outside chance, only about a 10% chance. But obviously we will be talking about Jerry over the next several days. Here's a closer view. And really, by visible satellite, looking pretty healthy. You're starting to see some of that outflow with this system, really all around this. We do have that dry air and that Saharan dust sitting to the north of this system, but at least at this time, it is really not affecting this system. It is really doing a very good job of just kind of pushing out any of that Saharan dust and just not allowing it to infiltrate into the northern side of the system. But you're clearly seeing a rotation in there. You see that the fanning effect, that wispiness with the clouds, that's really showing us that this system is starting to become pretty healthy. And it's improved in organization quite a bit since yesterday, where we had some convection with it. It just clearly did not look like any sort of an organized system. So right now, winds are at 45 miles an hour. It's moving pretty fast, moving to the west at 24 miles an hour. Computer models been showing this basic track over the past couple of days, working its way on towards that west-northwesterly direction. You notice by the time we get into, say, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, this is expected to already be a hurricane. Continue to strengthen somewhat, but you notice, at least at this point, we're looking at this only staying a Category 1 hurricane. Could it improve and get stronger? Sure, it could. We're going to watch for that potential, but right now models are suggesting this is going to stay in and around that Category 1, high-end Category 1 hurricane, then making that turn more towards the north. As it does so, it'll tend to slow down a little bit, but then you have Bermuda up here, and it seems like really all season long, it has been looking what side of Bermuda, or is this going to move over Bermuda? So they will watch this very closely as we head into the weekend. You see the various computer models, and you are seeing that general consensus of that turn. We have a few models pushing a little bit further towards the west, but even though you have some of these models that go further to the west, they all eventually turn towards the north. So as far as the U.S. coastline, no concerns with that. In fact, as we go through this weekend, we have a developing area low pressure, a nor'easter that will be forming along the east coast, and that will basically protect the U.S. It will also help to steer anything to the north. So really, this is going to be all a question about how quickly, where exactly does it make that turn. But you see that the general consensus among many of the models is to move a quicker turn with this. So as we look at the AI models, because this is that new tool that we've been using in a lot of these AI models coming out. And so far this season, the Google AI model has done a pretty nice job, especially with Imelda. It was really the only model that just basically locked onto that idea that the storm was not going to make landfall across the Carolinas. It was going to hang that sharp right-hand turn, and that is exactly what that system ended up doing. So we're going to watch to see how these continue to perform. Now, the Google AI, pretty much in line with most of the other consensus, but we are seeing this taking a track a little bit further to the south. So some of these northern leeward islands going to have to really pay attention to this very closely as we head towards the end of the week, but then taking that turn more towards the north. So that track you can see could eventually take it very close, if not right on top of Bermuda. So again, that is going to be a location that watches this very, very closely. Here's the area moving over the Bay of Campeche. You do see that big burst of convection center still located over land, but as it moves over the water, that's where we'll start to see if we do get, in fact, some more development with this. But really, most of this is sitting down across portions of the Pacific. So this is on that northern side of this. So really a very low chance that we see anything happen with this. And even if we do, it is not heading in our direction. It would continue to work its way over towards Mexico. So obviously we've got more to talk about, and we will keep you updated right here on myfoxhurricane.com.